Madam Speaker, after 9 years, this Prime Minister is not worth the cost of housing, which has doubled since he took office. Hard to believe, but on my last day as Housing Minister in November of 2015, the average rent in Canada's 10 biggest cities for a one-bedroom was $973. Can you believe that? $973 in the biggest 10 cities of Canada. Now it's $1,893. The average down payment needed for a new home, $22,000. Almost quaint. Now, almost 50 grand. Wow. The average mortgage payment needed on a brand new home was just $1,400. Now, it's almost $3,500. It took about 39% of the average family paycheck to make monthly payments on the average home. Now, that number's risen to 64%, a record-smashing total, meaning you would not be able to eat, clothe yourself, own a vehicle, or do anything other than pay taxes and your mortgage if you are the average family buying the average home. Now, the Prime Minister didn't care much about any of this until he started crashing in the polls. And then he panicked and appointed a big-talking housing minister who had already, according to Liberal admission, caused immigration to run out of control, to take the helm of that ministry of housing, since which time we have seen a flurry of photo ops and new government programs designed to generate media headlines. But predictably, these headlines have not reduced housing costs or increased home building. Home building is down this year. The Federal Housing Agency says it will be down next year and the year after that. Rent and mortgage payments continue to rise. That is because they, under this Prime Minister, are building bureaucracy rather than building homes. My common sense plan is the Building Homes, Not Bureaucracies Act. It seeks to do exactly what it says. Less bureaucracy, more home building. So, in a nutshell, here is my common sense plan to build the homes. 1, require municipalities permit 15% more home building as a condition of getting their federal funds. 2, sells off thousands of acres of federal land and buildings so that those can be used to build homes. And 3, axes taxes on home building. It gets rid of the carbon tax, the sales tax, and other taxes that block home building. Madam Speaker, this is a fundamentally different approach than what we see from the current Liberal government. What they currently do with their so-called Housing Accelerator program is they fund box ticking, put together a bunch of boxes that municipalities have to tick for procedural and bureaucratic reforms. Once the boxes are ticked, the money is sent, and we move on. The problem is that even if those are the right boxes to tick, and ultimately the municipality ticks them, when the feds turn their back, the city can then put in place a bunch of new obstacles. For example, municipalities like Ottawa and Toronto have actually jacked up development charges after getting federal Housing Accelerator funds. The City of Winnipeg got federal funding and then blocked 2,000 homes right next to a federal transit station. That's why trying to manage process will get you nowhere. When you pay for bureaucratic box ticking, you get bureaucratic box ticking. But you can't live in a box ticked by a bureaucrat. You have to live in a home. And that's why my plan pays for results. It simply requires municipalities permit 15% more homes per year. If they hit the target, they keep their federal money. If they beat the target, they get a bonus. If they miss the target, they pay a fine. They're paid on a per completion basis, just like a realtor or a home builder is paid per home built. We want to pay for keys indoors and families sitting in a beautiful new kitchen, enjoying their dinner, housed, healthy, safe, with money in their bank. That's the result we're going to pay for. Now let's bring it home.